Tom Felton is back in the headlines for a simple reason that still gets a lot of attention. He's praising Emma Watson. If you followed these two since the Harry Potter days, you're probably wondering what changed and why it's coming up now. Here's the short version. People magazine highlighted fresh comments from Felton, where he speaks warmly about his longtime friend and co-star. It's not framed as nostalgia only. It's about who Emma is today and why he respects her now as a grown-up colleague who's carved her own path. So what's different this time? Two things stand out. First, the timing. Felton's remarks arrive as both he and Watson are clearly in the what's next chapters of their careers. She's been selective with acting, branching into behind-the-camera work and other projects, and he's been taking on varied roles and stage work. He isn't just reminiscing, he's acknowledging the adult professional she's become. Second, the tone has shifted away from feeding old rumors and toward setting a clear example of respect. For years, anytime these two were mentioned together, the conversation would drift to will they, won't they speculation. According to People's Post, Felton keeps it centered on admiration for her work ethic, her intelligence, and the way she advocates for what matters to her. Why does this matter for fans? Because the way these two talk about each other helps shape expectations. When Felton spotlights Emma's voice and choices without turning it into a romance headline, it nudges the conversation back toward work, growth, and mutual support. It's a healthier way to follow celebrities many of us grew up watching. There's another piece here. The audience has changed. The kids who watch Sorcerer's Stone are adults now. They have jobs, families, and a different lens on fame. Hearing a former co-star talk about boundaries, growth, and real-life respect lands differently than it would have a decade ago. And for anyone who worries this means a reunion is around the corner or tries to read more into it, the available reporting doesn't go there. There's no new project for the two of them together attached to this. No secret announcement, just a supportive comment stream reported by People that recognizes Emma's path and keeps the focus on friendship. It's also worth remembering the pattern. When Felton does press, especially around new work of his own, questions about Harry Potter and Emma are almost guaranteed. Over time, he's chosen not to dodge those questions, but to answer them in ways that close the door on rumor while opening the door to appreciation. This approach is good for Emma too. She's spoken in the past about choosing her projects carefully and taking space when she needs it. Having a former castmate underline her strengths without dragging her into headline-chasing gossip gets her more room to define what she does next on her own terms. Zooming out, this moment shows how legacy franchises can evolve in the public mind. We can revisit the old stories without trapping the people who made them in the past. A quick, specific compliment from someone who knew you at 12 and knows you at 34 carries weight. In our next segment, we'll look at what to watch for going forward, how this type of coverage tends to shape the questions stars get on carpets, what Emma's recent moves suggest about timelines, and why slow, steady updates often tell you more than splashy headlines.